welcome back to Adobe Live. Just making sure that the volume is on. You know how it is when you think you're all prepared and then it turns out that you're not. In fact, my hair got caught in the door, so I wasn't sure if I was going to make it. But yes, welcome to Pro Tips with me, pixipui. I see there's a few people in the chat already. Robert, Jacob, Devlin, Penny, Sean, Keys, Voodoo, Val. Everybody's here. Wow. And Alex, hello, hello. Welcome on in. Oh, Jacob. I know this Jacob. It's so bright outside for a change. I don't need to put the lights on. We'll see if we can make it kind of almost aesthetic, huh? Hi, Paco. Oh, everybody is here. We better step our game up. I don't have a collar, but fluff the collar up. Hi, Ataku. Welcome on in. Yes, today is a Mgrts. Mgrts with an O, because I'm trying to emphasize the 0. And I realized that, you know how you write how you speak? There's a lot of words in the English language that I seem to do that way. So we're just gonna add the O in and pretend like it was always there. So as for today's thing, we're going to be making a subscribe Mgrt this time. Ah, thank you, Val. Look at all that color. Oh, this color. There's a slight bit of light blue in the background. Maeve, what a lovely name. Welcome on in, Maeve. Oh, actually, speaking of colors, drop down some colors in the chat. I'm going to do my best to add them all together. But since we are making a subscribe button or a subscribe call to action, there's lots of different kinds of call to actions like we saw in the title sequence just before us. What kind of call to action would you make? If you had a store, you could do one for that. Or if you wanted to send someone to your Spotify list, you could add one for that. So many things. Spring color, pixie black and yellow. You know what? That's definitely my thing. The engineering shirt. Wait, is this shirt an engineering shirt? Hold on. You know, I always say green. Yeah. Okay, so green, yellow. Okay, we've got green and yellow. It's going to be a bit wild, isn't it? So I have a video file here, but let me just remind you, because I've made this mistake before. When you're making a Mgrt, if you do actually want a video file to be in the back, make sure that it's hidden when you put it all together, because the video is going to be in the Mgrt too. And I don't think that's what you want. So it's just there so we know what it's about. Pink. Okay. Auburn red. Hold on a second. Ataku. Adding in them Pantene colors. Okay, so we've got an auburn, which you're going to have to tell me what it is, because I'm seeing burgundy for some reason. So I've got my video file here. What we're going to do first is create a little something. And Star Trek a bit, you know what? That's not, it's completely accidental. Although the skirt I'm wearing is also black and I have black shoes. Like I tried to match it up. Not intentionally, but kind of. So I've got my video file here and I know that I should prepare all the stuff first, maybe think about how it should be animated. But since it's a pro tip, we don't really have that much time. I thought we'd make it kind of simple. If you're going ahead and you're making one of these and maybe let's say it is for YouTube, take a look around and see how other people have made them and maybe incorporate your favorite shapes and stuff. Now I know that a couple of good ones, they always seem to be red, of some sort of coloring, and I'm gonna make sure that I go over to my If Only the General Was Here. You know, it reminds me of playing what you call, I feel like this is a bit of a big bar. Well, we could alter it later. I've gone up to my shape tool. I've gone for a rectangular shape, but I want to have the edges rounded because I know I've seen that quite a bit, and I want a drop shadow, so I'm going to add that in. Wait, Val's here? Sean, Val's here. Everybody's here. Was it like Smash Brothers? Everybody. I'm going to open up the rectangle path, locate roundness, and now I think you can tell we can round the edges. If we want one that's kind of like, it's kind of there, but kind of not. I'm ignoring the Star Trek jokes. Thanks, Val. And let's call this one sub top. I'm calling it top because I want that drop shadow, but I want them to be animated separately because I like having that ability. Oh, happy Monday. Oh my gosh, Joshua, it's Monday. Oh. Okie doke. So let me first move this anchor down because it's going to mess us up later if we're not careful. And I want to have a drop shadow. There's multiple ways to do this, but because I want to animate it and make it kind of push in like a button, I'm just going to duplicate the one that we have. And I'm going to change these colors to the colors you lot have given me, by the way. Sub bottom. But because we're making it into a Mgrt, I'll show how we can add a little button so whoever's using it in Premiere can change it up to make it match whatever's happening in the back. So I've got green, yellow, auburn, and pink. It's going to be wild. So I've got my sub bottom here. I'm just moving it out a little bit, and let's change the colors to some of the stuff you've said. I think maybe pink and yellow could work first. That kind of matches my background a little bit. Okay, so let's say pink is the top. We've got yellow. We can have like a mustardy yellow, right? Ooh, mustardy yellow. There we go. Didn't like having the caps on. Okay, we've got a thing. We can see the top. We can see the shadow. Wait, Sean, why are you lot lumping Voodoo Vowel in with the Star Trek? What's happened? I own lightsabers. Oh, okay. You mean you want Star Wars, not Star Trek. Hi, Sam. Welcome on in. I think I might need 2 more colors. So I've got my sub top. And if we take a look at this, it kind of looks like a button push already, which is perfect. And the sub bottom, which I might want hidden, then to have it come out and then do the popping ting. Welcome, Silver. I hope you're having a good day at work, because I know that's always the case whenever you come. Now, I've prepared some image files by default, but you can totally just make them in After Effects if you want to. So inside the baggage folder, I've got a couple of bits for YouTube icons, a thumbs up, and a ringing of the bell. So let's go for these 2. If we have time, we'll incorporate the thumbs up and the ting-a-ling. The ting-a-ling, blue and purple. Okay, we've got... This is going to be wild, isn't it? You actually off work? Oh! We have a research study. Hey, always happy for the extra learning. We're all in for that. Now, as you can tell, I've separated these 2. Normally when you're animating, you can give yourself less to do, but if you give yourself more option and more choice, you might end up animating something together that you weren't expecting to in the beginning. So I tend to like to give myself a little bit more choice than less. Okay, so my favorite characters were in engineering: Data LaForge, Scotty, and Balana. Oh! My mum and my sister absolutely adore Star Trek. Star Trek. There we go. I remember I played the VR game of Star Trek. It was really cool. It was actually really cool. So I need to change these colors here. Hi, Siraj. I'm here too. Yay! We love the YouTube and Behance Inception. Now I need to change these colors because we've got some wacky neon color thing going on, and I'm here for it. So in the effects and presets, make sure we save just in case. We're gonna look for the fill, gonna pop it on the back, and we've used yellow, we've used pink. I haven't used green, but I feel like blue might stand out more on that background there a little bit. Wow, maybe not that blue. Okay, something like this. Kind of feels like Play-Doh. And this one, we can change this color too. I'm not sure. No, this should work. Purple. We could make it purple. Sure, why not? Like a light purple? How's this? No, I don't think we can see that. We might have to make this green. Okay, and then we've got to add purple somewhere, so I guess that's the text. This looks a bit wild, doesn't it? Okay, wow. So we've got the beginning of our stuff. We just want our text to go along first. So grabbing the text tool, click and drag in the roundabout area that we're thinking of, and subscribe. Also, one cool tip, since all of the Adobe packages connect to the Adobe fonts, if you've downloaded something, it's going to be right here. And I tend to have, oops, I clicked a button, which I wasn't supposed to do. And as long as you've got this on, you can see all the ones from the Adobe fonts. And if you actually type through, I've noticed that you can actually scroll through and it actually updates the font for you. Hey, welcome, Cloud. I hope you're having a lovely Monday. I'm so shocked that we're near the end of March. Can you imagine? This year just started, hasn't it? I'm not the only one that feels like this year has already finished. Bit wild. It's like 90s. Hello, Penny. Oh, yes. Do you remember, like, do you remember when we used to have the monitors or like the TV screens? They all kind of look like the old Apple ones, where they're all rounded in the back, but then they had this pink kind of poppy vibe. I would say the yellow to be silver, but Penny's right, super 90s style, giving X-Men, X-Men 97! Okay, so we've prepared all of our stuff, first part. Next, let's think about the animation. Bearing in mind, whatever we do, I know it's going to come up from the bottom. I probably won't allow whoever's got the Mgrts to change that. That's just where it comes up. But I think the only color we've not done is auburn red and green yet. Oh, so hold on. I need to add, oh my goodness, what? No, I've added green. It's auburn red that I need to do. Okay, well, the first letter can have it. There we go. Ta-da! Yes, Val! Perfect song to hear. I call those the fat TVs. Yes, them CRTs. Okay, so we've got it there for now. Perfect. I've made a null. I tend to make these as a driver because that way we're able to animate on this and then animate again on the next stuff without kind of muddying things. Sometimes you might need to do position on a file that you've done and then you've got to edit the position again, but it kind of looks weird that way. So let's make it nice and clean, but functional. So I know everything should be connected to the joint driver. So if we move the driver, not the rest of that. If we move the driver, they all move together. Great. Now I want to make sure that the text stays with the top because the text or the top button, I want it to move sometimes, but if it does, the rest should stay on top of that. So let's let them back down. So if we move the position stays. If we move the top stays. The yellow in the back, I want it to stay where it is because I kind of want it to do that button push thing. You can beam up between two Vals. Wait, hold on. Did you say beam me up? No, Val likes the Star Wars thing. Zoom, zoom. I would say make the sub part red since people would say sub more than subscribe. Oh, ooh. Look at chat coming in clutch. Go on, Sam. Perfect. Good idea. Oh, what a perfect idea. Oops. Okay, well, now that, especially since it's a call to action, on like a advertising level, that's very good because your mind will already have clicked onto the part that you need. Well played, Sam. Okay, so we've got the subscribe, we've got the button. Now, if I move the back of this play thing, I want the top part to stay with it, so we'll connect that to that. Perfect. Oh, do I want that? I know I'm gonna animate that separately, so maybe not for now. We can change it later. Okay, so first things first, I think I want it to appear... Oh, I can ask you lot. Should it appear from the top or from the bottom? The choice is yours. CRTs for clearly really large. Yes, kids. They really were. We still got a couple of CRTs in the house. Oh, no, wait. No. There's some in the attic. They're always in the attic, aren't they? From the top or from below? And while you're choosing, I know I need a button press so I can work with that. To start, the yellow bit isn't going to be there. So I'm going to position it where its current position is. Let's move it back in. So it starts together, comes out. Let's hit F9 to ease it. If it lives at the bottom, I prefer it rising up from the bottom. Okay, that makes a lot of sense to me, Val. But that's just my opinion. They shall rise from the underworld. Okay. The drama. I'm here for it. I like it. Okay, so let's say it comes up from the bottom. Make sure we're popping the ting down. I'm going to have it hold again. Now, I'm kind of old school where I tend to, if I want something to hold, I just paste the same keyframe twice. You can right click and go to toggle hold keyframe, but I'm very old school. Okay, so it comes up to the point, which is lovely, but we always need to overshoot where it's going. So I'm just going to duplicate where it's supposed to go to, have it go up, copy the last frame, have it go down, and then rest. And let's hit F9 on all of that. No need for it to drag across the screen, right? I mean, if we want to be really dramatic and we feel like maybe people need the dangling key, situation to stay attentive, we could drag it all over the screen, be like, oh, I'm trying to see what's behind it. It's like, no, I just want to make sure you're looking. Okay, so we got the little blub, blub. And then we got the back coming out. Seems like the timing's all right, but back comes out. Now we want it to push in like a button. As a spooky woman who specializes in raising the dead, I approve. Sam, you did right by Val today. You know my mind. I'm sorry, Sam. Being a creative writer would do that for you. You know what? And this is why we love it when creators come together. Literally. Like, your words alone would inspire somebody who's going to do something visual, would inspire someone who's going to make something music-based. It's so good. It's so good. Okay, so this comes out. Now I want people to know. Oh, hold on. We could... No, I think maybe just coming out like this is enough because we've got lots of things bouncing. But you're so right. Maybe it depends on the personality of the video and influence. It's true. Like if we wanted, we could have like 2 separate parts come together, smash together, fall down. We won't do it though. 30 minutes goes really quickly. So now that it comes out, I want it to push in like a button. But I think I'm going to want the thingamabobby to do something first. But let's do that. And then we can just move it around as and when we please. So it's out. Let's keyframe this part, keyframe it again. Normally anticipation helps because the human brain tries to work out, if it can see it leaning back, it's going to assume that it's going to go forward. So we can put that in here. Maybe have it come out a bit. Maybe have that hold for a second. Have it go in. Oh, it's got to go in further. And then come back out. Without me checking what it looks like, we'll hit F9 and see what we've got. Ooh! If we had like a... That would be perfect with that sound. You have a bubbly personality, so things jumping and bouncing works better for you. You know what? I think you're right. I think you're right. Welcome, Alex. Oh, yes! Okay, it's good. It's good. And we don't even have that much going on here, and it's still kind of really interactive and fun looking. These colors are wild though. Okay, so I'm gonna want the green triangle to do something, which we're gonna, well, we've got a bit of time. Do we have time? Yes, we do. Okay, I have a question for you regarding the text. Should the text already be there or should it come in? The choice is yours. Although I'm still looking at the time. I know how quick it goes. Maybe it's a mistake, me giving that choice. Okay, so I'm gonna have the play button react to being bounced like that. So by the time it goes here, it comes back. Here, let's say it's kind of like, oh my goodness. Like, oh, and then it bounces forward. Ooh, cool. F9, take a look. Text should come in. Okay. And we've got that hitting just right. Now, if you want to, if you like the position of your keys like I do here, but I need it to move a little bit slower or faster, select all of your keys, hold Alt, and just drag your keyframes out. This way you can see that it keeps its positioning, but doing the tings. Sunlight versus shadows, what's happening? General, you've been missed? Wait, who's General? General Kenobi! Anyone notice when someone on... Thank you. Yes, I have. I noticed this the other day. That AI is working hard, isn't it? That AI is working hard. Pixie and I shake hands at the intersection of minimum and maximum magic. Yes. Yes. My powers have doubled since the last time we met. Oh my goodness. Oh, okay, that's good. Ooh. And I think what I might do is now connect this to this. And have this move over a little bit. Kenobi, hello. You own this shirt? It's a crop top. I don't know where that accent's from. I'm not from Manchester. It's a crop top. Man, I'm being accused of wearing a Star Trek top. Okay, so I know I need this to move down a bit. Ooh, that's a bit far. Okay. And then have it come back up right. Whoops, F9. cool. Let's have it move out a little bit slower. Let's open up the graph editor. You don't have to do this, but if you've noticed that it's not really as slow as you'd kind of like, and I really want it to slow its way in, what you can do is right click, position, go to separate dimensions. I'm gonna have both of them checked for the time being. And I'm gonna grab the yellow anchor and just pull it to the side. There we go, to give me that smooth out situation. And I'll make sure that it finishes after the last one. When you're animating things, if they all move and they all stop at the same time, people won't notice it. But if you add a little bit of secondary animation, you know, like if somebody turns their head and they've got hair, the hair kind of swings a little bit afterwards, or especially if you're watching like a cartoon or something, you can keep that with your animations. Even if it's just a call to action, but it still works. Sean stirring the pot? No, Sean, why? General's a fan of Trek Wars. Sean, please. Oh, okay, cool. We've got it. And then let's say we make it do the same in reverse. Just copy the last frames and just paste them backwards. And then I need to make the text come out. So I can have it say sub to start and then scribe when the button hits. So let's go to the word sub. I'm going to save. We're going to click on the thingamabobby again. I'm going to zoom in. We've got scribe. Let's maybe do sub first. Oh, we can scribe. Okay, I've got ideas. If we have time. If we have times. Okay. We kind of do. We kind of do. Okay, so we've got the sub. And what we're going to do, we're going to mask the path. And when it does that, we want it to come out. So let's click this, move it out. I've got like 3 minutes. Sometimes if you hold shift and click, that works for you. There we go. And let's make sure it only reveals when it's supposed to. Cool. F9. Ooh. Okay, great. Now, if you really wanted to, but I don't have time that I'm convinced of, you could make sure that the entire size of this thing like got wider at the same point. 8 minutes, 5:30, right? Or 5, it's 5 o'clock for me. Is it 8? Thank you. We got this. Woo! Okay. Right, now let's say we've animated our thing, we're all happy, hunky-dory, wonderful. Okay, so we go to Windows, we will make sure we open the workspace that has essential graphics. It says that it's open, but it's not. It lies, that's not that part. That's not the bit I'm looking for. There we go. Window Essential Graphics. I'm in my project. My composition is this. Make sure you select your composition. And here is where we add the extra stuff. So we know that we might want to change this sub-top color. So we'll do solo supported. I know I'm looking at subtop and we can check the one that has the color on it. We've got color here. So I've got my fill color, which means if I change it, it's going to change the color there. Perfect. We can do the exact same on the sub bottom. There we go. Make sure you name them. I'm not naming them, but make sure you name them. And then we've actually got fill and all that stuff on the icons as well. So we can drag those in. If we wanted to change that, we can. Perfect. Just in case you've got different needs. We're not going to add the position or anything like that because I don't think we need that for this one. Because we've got it set to a certain time. We could chop all the stuff off and make sure that you hide, if you do have a video, hide or delete it because you don't need it anymore. And then you would go to export motion graphic template. Make sure you save your ting. What's for breakfast? California coffee. Not coffee for breakfast. You can choose to save it in your library, which is kind of useful because that way you don't need to worry about parting it all over the place. Add your keywords in. And then if you open Premiere, you'll be able to find your file and use it willy-nilly. Ah, I think we got it. Phew. Okay. Oh, it's gotten darker now. Oh, why don't I try to help that out a little bit? I hope that was quick, fun, and useful. But don't forget, it's not just for subscriber buttons or things like that. You could totally use it for anything. The world's your oyster, as they say. And if you're not sure what to make, remember, you're not supposed to just do it off your own back. Be inspired. Look up other ideas and see how you can incorporate into your own stuff. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Stay tuned. More awesomeness coming up next. Thank you for joining, everyone. Uma, Val, General Kenobi, Robert, Sam, Otaku, Siraj. So many of you. Can't say all of them. All the hard hitters. Love to see it. Love to see frequent people too.